Morning, guys. Kevin the Toy Smuggler here, and today I figured it'd be kind of fun to talk about the vintage Mego Planet of the Apes. And this is a product. This is actually when I was a young boy, uh, probably back 1974, something like that. I was about 2 years, getting ready to be 3 years old. Actually, Mego Planet of the Apes figures was my actual first action figures that I ever had, and along with the Mego Batman and Robin. And also remember about that era, I had the Evil Knievel, the one on the motorcycle where you done the crank and boom, swoom, total madness. But as an adult, I've been wanting these figures, but I'm having a hard time in this era over here area in Georgia and the southeast and stuff like that. I don't come across many Planet Apes figures, and when I do, they're 50 and up. So very hard to drop that chunk of change on such a small figure. But luckily, I found a guy on Facebook, and he's had a whole bunch to sell and stuff like that, and he has given me really great deals and everything. But I tell you, since I got these in, and what I did was washed them really good. I'm actually going to be restringing every one of them here. I got all the crazy different pieces and stuff. And another reason I did this, these are roughly 40 years old. So actually, oh yeah, maybe even knocking on 50-year-old action figures. And most of you guys know, like with the He-Man and Star Wars stuff like that, plastic degradation is just a thing, and you got to really watch how it don't hurt when you get these kind of old Mego figures is to take them apart, put them a fresh string on there, and while you're doing that is look inside of them, do an inspection, because a lot of times you'll see small little cracks in them and stuff like that. And the best way that I have found to fix these is you can use crazy glue, cyanoactive glue. But the best way to do it, like especially on these pelvis, this is the most one that takes a lot of the stress, because when you string one up, the legs are consistently pulling in, and plus you got pressure coming from down. So it puts a lot of stress right here on this. And almost every time you take one, declothe one of them to wash it and stuff, this is usually broken apart. There's those little tiny pegs in there. And the best way to do that, to fix this, is get you a good pair of clamps. And what I do is I put the thick T-Rex duct tape around it, so that keeps from causing creases and stuff. And what you do, you put a drop of crazy glue anywhere where it's where it's having a hard time trying to hold it together. This way, when you clamp onto it, get it going here. Probably sideways would be the better. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to. That way, when you clamp that on there and you got the crazy glue on it, boom, you got a good firm hold. And I would say I left mine like this for nearly an hour to give that. And the way to make sure that crazy glue kicks off really good, you take some baking soda and pile it up in here with a paintbrush. Get a nice little bead on both sides. Then you come back with some more crazy glue, drop it on, and now you got a nice good bead and weld anywhere. And a lot of times, like I said, this whole entire seam wants to come loose. So I don't know if you can see that. So I put that nice little bead in there to build up some. So we can show it on this side. There we go. Good morning, Sebastian. Yes. Good morning to you too, brother. And what this does, I know it's not really modifying this vintage piece, but I'm strengthening it. Because if you don't do this, sooner or later, if you just restring this, boom, one day you're going to come home from work, and on yourself is going to be an ape that's blew all the pieces. So, and another good thing is that's a good time to start taking your pieces and doing like a quick inspection. Because if you don't watch it too, a lot of times right here where this elbow joints are, you will see some hairline fractures busting up, because a lot of these rivet based with the metal rivets, that pressure when the machine comes down and sockets the two together, it puts a lot of stress on it early on in its lifetime. Then over the years of people, you're taking them out, you're cleaning them every once in a while, you're getting them up there and you're posing them. So 30 years later, you're handling it almost as much as what a kid would 30 or 40 years ago. and that's just a lot of handling that it really don't like. A lot of times these wrist joints will bust real easy because I'm telling you guys, there's just not much plastic right there to hold out after nearly 40 years. So what I'm on, and one of the cool things I got from the guy, he gave me a great deal on a Cornelius, but he had a broken leg. So actually, what I'm actually going to be doing is temporarily going to be using like I said, I do a lot of work with classic TV toys right now. So I'm going to be using one of their bodies temporarily. I'm going to be switching that, and I'm going to be getting their clothes. They got remakes of the clothes, so I'm actually going to be using one of their bodies temporarily until I find another leg. I've not had much luck. I've been on some of the Planet of the Apes and some of the different Mego website, Facebook sites, and seeing if everybody's got a spare leg. And so far, no reply whatsoever. Jordan, good morning. Hope everyone's doing all right. So I'm talking a little bit about vintage Planet of the Apes, and like I said, when I got these on Monday, boom, like I said, I really quick went to wash everything, taking everything apart. And I contacted the guy and told him appreciate the good sale and the good deal and everything. And and I got to looking at his stuff, and I got 3 more on the way. So, and right now the ones I got, I have, like I said, I'm putting together a Cornelius. Like I said, I'm getting all the clothing from classic TV toys, and then I got your Ape Soldier and everything. So you got the really nice Ape Soldier. His garments are in great shape. This is this is the black version. It almost has a blue look. I can't tell if it's the blue or the black. Over the years, it's hard to tell. But I really like this. It came with the original belt and stuff like that. Got the, let's see, do a little bit better. Got the original belt, and it's got the original boots. All real nice and everything. So got that. So the only thing I'm missing with this guy is the machine gun. Oh, come on, straight back up. So all I only need here is the machine gun and the Dr. Zayas. I got one of these guys. This guy looked so good. Like I said, I couldn't ask for a better Dr. Zayas, and he come complete. His wardrobe is in really nice shape. I'm gonna show you that. You know, really good shape on the wardrobe. He's got the original boots, and a good way to tell if you got an original boot on these, if you're not very familiar with it, they got that nice little printed logo on the side of them. A lot of people use those classic, almost like superhero boots, which those look fine, but these right here, they just got a certain style and a look, and looks like, so great deal on every bit of this. But anyway, I went back to his Facebook, and he sent me a whole bunch of pictures. So what I got, I ordered it last night. What I got coming in the mail now is, let me see if I got pictures of it here. You see the soldier guys. There's so many different variations and stuff. But what I got coming to me now is, see right here. Here's a better picture, I think. I think it's Captain Urko or whatever, or Ursa. He had 2 different names or whatever. So I got this guy coming, and the only thing that he was missing, well, he's in great shape. He was just missing the belt with the little knife, and he's missing his gun. So I got 2. The guns are all the same. So I got 2 of the guns ordered, and I got him a belt with a knife, and boom, he'll be complete. The figure looks so nice, so clean. The garments look like they've been extremely well taken care of. And the other figure that I got, and I don't know if I have a picture of the one he sent me. Let's see. It's a Zira. I can't remember if I got a picture of Zira in here or not. I may not. Let's see, I may have one. See if she's in one of these pictures. Yeah, here she is. Might be able to blow it up here where you can see it better. There we go. Right here, I got a picture of Zira here. And like I said, good shape, original Series 1 boots. So she had 2 different versions of boots. One was a short boot with a whole lot of detail, and then I think the second version was much taller with less detail. Now, these are the Series 1 and everything. So But guys, I really forgot over the years. Like I said, I've been wanting to get into this for, oh gosh, a good 5 years, and just been itching to do it. And I'm so glad that I found this guy and got this great deal. And what I'm going to do is, like I said, to tell you what great deal, I got this guy right here, Cornelius, even though he had a bad leg, just he gave me a deal with $5 because where I was buying so much other stuff. And like I said, I'm just going to be holding this back until either I find another leg, or it's the same body that Dr. Zayas had. So I got all these different spare parts I can have for him if he up and needs it. So worst case scenario, I got that. And I'm telling you what, these heads right here, stupid enough, on average, these heads go for almost nearly $20, 15 to $20 by themselves. So to get this, plus to have some spare body parts for $5 was so totally worth it. So definitely enjoying that. And like I said, and I got this kind of string because I didn't want to get too big of a string, because I have found this slightly smaller string. The elastic of this stuff by Dritz, I don't know if you all see the logo here, is extremely good, strong elastic. So I have used this on some other Mego type body parts and stuff, and they work really good. And a lot of people want to use the extra big kind, and I just feel like that just puts too much tension. And plus, this slightly smaller goes into these little eyelet hose much easier. You don't have to fight it, and when you're pulling on it, it don't seem like you're getting much resistance. So this gives you the tension you want with not having too much tension where you're putting, like I said, these are nearly 40 years old. You don't want to put so much stress on them. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, back in those guys, I think too, you know, you know, Super 7 has issues, and Hasbro still has issues. I think the quality control back then was probably a little bit more strict, and they probably took a little bit more of a approach to design. Today they're leaning a lot on the digital aspect, which is great. I think for designing a toy digitally is a great way to go. But I still always say during that digital process, when a print comes out, when you do the 3D print on it, I think you really need to hand it to like a toy designer like myself, who can physically get on there and put it together and move it around and do some minor touch-ups to make sure, because just cause you do something in that 3D uh, digital form don't mean it prints out exactly. They think, oh, well, we put it here, it should automatically. It don't work that way. It's almost like that old saying, well, it looks great on paper, but when you start to do it, it don't work out that great. Pretty much the same process here. And like I said, all these guys, all these body parts, somebody hand carved all these pieces out years ago. So that means once they made silicone molds and they done some resin castings, they put these things together and tried them out. They run through tried probably different types of plastics and stuff like that. And they probably tried plastic pens and decided back in those days that the plastic pens just was not going to work that well. And what do we use nowadays? Plastic pens. Makes you wonder. And see, then the hips are different too. I'm going to show you guys this. The hips are probably the major differences here. See, they got a plastic pen here versus here they don't. They just put this, really, here's the ingenious of the design fact. They put these little notches, and the reason I know you think, well, this looks weird, but here's the reason why they done that. So when you go to pose these things, with the friction of the string, it helps the pieces, well, like I said, this string's weak, but it helps the pieces stay in that spot, because the little knots on it, the little divots, act as a gripper. So it kind of helps hold it in place. It's like a friction grip. So genius. I mean, like I said, but it took someone sitting there who was used to hand tooling things and carving and sculpting to understand that. And man, and this led into going into, like I said, this was the second stage into the evolution of your 12-inch GI Joes Then the Mego version was all that was a shrunken version of that. And then you, which turned into your 3 3/4 inch GI Joe figures. So, and boy, those 3 3/4 inch GI Joes were by far so ahead of their time mechanically, and yet I mean, it's hard to rival them now today. I mean, it's those they was such well designed and they hold up so good. And like I said, the only usually the issues you have back in those days is the thumbs are a little weak, but the bands are going to go. Which, hey, just like the strings in these guys, it's a string, it's rubber. That deteriorates quicker because it's more rubber just gets stiff because it's probably these things probably been in a home or an attic where it gets really hot in the summer, really cold. And if you take rubber and it gets hot and cold, it just starts falling apart. So see, except for the more rubbery parts on the arms. Yeah, look, let's say what you got to remember too is too, guys. See how little these arms are? They're still hollow. These are not solid plastic pieces. These are they're hollow. If you put them up to a light, you can see the where the light cavity goes in there. And these things, if you put the chest to the light, sometimes what it is when these things get shot in the mold, you end up sometimes, and this is variances. It can happen anywhere on any body part. You may end up getting a thinner area of plastic, and then it's usually that thinner area is what rips and tears first. So, and the only other biggest difference I have seen in these body styles and in the classic TV toy styles, and I have not got my caliper out to measure, but I think the neck holes, I think the classic TV toys is slightly smaller. So I may have to come in here. I'm going to check and see if I have a drill bit that perfectly matches this hole. And then I may have to go in here and just widen this out just a hair, which is just it's not going to hurt the figure none. If you essentially take a drill bit and go nice and slow, shouldn't be no issue. So, but the skin color, like I said, this is a touch lighter. I don't know if the camera with these lights, yeah, you can tell that a little bit. But it was by the time I put one great thing on all these Planet of the Apes, really, even on the soldiers. Here's the crazy thing: that even though the soldiers are on these brown bodies, you can probably still use one of these, and because only thing that could possibly show is the hands. So even if you had a spare one of these bodies, they're so heavily clothed it shouldn't matter at all. So I don't think you would see it anyway and stuff like that. So see, where am I at here? So like I said, I'm very much looking forward. And also, I don't know if this picture here will show it. I also got this right here. It's a Nova. See if I can pull it over just yeah. I got this Nova right here. He done her a few years ago as a custom, and he gave me such a stupid great deal on that. I just had to buy it. So I got her coming. So by probably Monday, Tuesday at the latest, I'll have a total of 6 Planet of the Apes characters, and then I'm only looking probably to creating me a Taylor. I'm going to do a Charleston Heston. And that one I'm going to probably sculpt his own head and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a custom of that. Probably going to try to do it and see if I can put him in that white NASA outfit. I think that would be kind of cool. So that would be much harder than first the little loincloth he ended up wearing. That's just stupid easy. So I may just start off with that until I get the other one hand sewed with the little NASA stickers and stuff like that. So that way I have a nice arrangement of 7 characters where I can put Taylor in the middle and then branch it out with the 3 bad guys that I'll have, and the 3 good guys. They'll be offset a little bit because of the soldier, but still, it will still look it'll be right. It should be 3 and 3. 1, 2, yeah, 3 and 3. So it'll be with Taylor in the center. Then you have the 3 good guys from the planet and the 3 bad guys from the planet. So that should really look nice. And then what I'm going to be doing after that, guys, I am going to be starting to sculpt my own version of these ape soldier heads. I'm going to go a little bit more detail, a little bit more hairier, maybe even come down where it lays on the garments just a little bit more. So I'm going to actually design some new ape soldiers, and I am looking at this. The Captain Urko, as cool as that character looked in the movies, the guy was so intimidating looking in the movie. I just don't think that the toy came. I'm going to blow up his head here. I just don't think this toy, the color choices, he don't get on, the purple and the gold and everything looks really neat, but it really, this character does not look like the way he did in the movie. In the movie, he was just all shades of black. I mean, black leather, black garments. I mean, black, and then he had these silver. It's pretty much all black with a touch of silver studs and everything. So I'm actually going to take this design look, and I'm going to be looking at the photo. I am going to create a whole new version of that head, and I may come back and do a whole new solid black version to see if I can't make him look a little bit more intimidating like he did in the original movie and stuff. So that's that, and like I said, and then I'm going to start slowly making my own version of the fake Mego army soldiers is what I'm doing. Keith, good morning, brother. Yeah, I have not heard back from him, and here's what I remember digging up there, Keith. I'm thinking, since I've not heard back from Michael, I don't think that they have any of the 3 3/4. I think the ones we got is I think it's that 5-inch, the more bulkier version. And he did call me back. We do not have the van for that, so I do apologize for not getting back to you no quicker when I did. Thank you for reminding me of that. But so I don't think he's double checking, but I'm kind of thinking we do not have the only 3 3/4-inch figures we had is the Dukes of Hazzard. I think we had 2 of the Dukes of Hazzard ones. I think it was the regular Bo and Luke and everything, and they looked pretty rough. I think the Bo was pretty. He had I don't know, it looked like a dog got a hold of his arm anyway. But we got him up there in case we pretty much got him up for sale for body parts. So I apologize for not getting back to you no quicker than that. It's just, tell you what, guys, I tell you, this whole Corona thing is just really got everybody so offbeat. I mean, it's to get any kind of decent flow. Once I leave this house, it seems like everybody's scatterbrained. It's very crazy right now. But Keith, I promise you, I'll give Michael a call today and to see where he's at on that, and I will let you know tonight for sure. I'll make me a note of that and everything. But yeah, guys, I'm looking at making some molds of these and see if I can't design the younger ape guy. I think his name was Galen. I think like that. So that way I might use that, like the Mego style, the kid version, the Robin type body part, to make one a little bit smaller. So that's something I'm getting into. Is to me, customizing these kind of things is just so much fun, and I don't get to work on stuff that's just fun anymore. It seems like now anymore, the stuff that I'm on, it's always work, 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 work. So this is my way to get in here, to escape a little bit and just have some fun, if you know what I mean, and everything. So I don't get a chance to do that quite often. And I kind of give you guys an update. I've not got much done on this. Like I said, everything's just been crazy lately. But I've been doing some carving on the Death Dealer. I'm at the stage where I'm getting into doing all the crazy details. So now I'm at the part of getting here and hand carving some crazy details in there. See, this is where I had it. So now I'm in here hand carving, and I'm going to be putting a lot of more hand carving inlay detail here and stuff like that. So this is where I'm at, and I got to put the rings. You can tell it better this way. I got to put the little rings at the base of these horns. It goes all the way around to make it look like where they've been inset and stuff. So that's where that's going at right now. And then plus all the crazy sanding and polishing and repriming. And just so you guys know, all these new little divots here, you notice that they're much smaller than what they were. And what is, the old ones that I had on there, I actually popped every one of them off. And all this you see here, I don't know if you can see that color difference there. All that, let me put a little shade there. All that was done with a wax pen. I do a lot of stuff in wax, and I'm thinking about, after actually I get this other one grooved out, I may go ahead and do come on, straighten up. I may go ahead and do a mold and make a wax version of this and come in and doing all this carving in with wax, because it's a lot easier to carve wax than this magic sculpt stuff. Very, very stiff stuff, but that's why we make it out of that. So I think that's what I may do. Go ahead and get that done. That'll soften up those beads a little bit more and get to where I can get there and get I got a #2 pencil that I got a needle head embedded in it to where I can get in there and just hand carve with a needle. Man, you can get so much crazy detail like that. So, but guys, I'm coming here. Hey, no problem, Keith. Any way I can help, brother. See, the 18 figures are pretty common usually. Yeah, like I said, probably you might best bet if we don't have them here is go on probably a Facebook. And I don't know if the marketplace would. I've not seen them, but that don't mean that. But I would put some feelers out there and see, because if I had to guess, probably someone's got a handful of them. And since it's not that popular right now, that's probably the best time for you to get your hands on. So they may be wanting to get rid of them just to get some quick cash so they can get something else. So that's what I would try. Stay away from eBay. Yeah, you're not going to get price. I would say start with Facebook. Put you some different feelers out through there, and I think that'll be your best chance. But I'm going to make some phone calls myself. I got a couple other dealers. I'm going to check with them today too and see if they got anything, and I'll let you know if I do. So, but guys, I'm going to get out of here. This kind of show you what I'm doing with the vintage Planet of the Apes. Just having some fun this morning, sharing with you guys. Nothing too serious. I think that's where we're at right now. I think is a good thing we need to do at this phase of life that everybody's in. Is this while we're stuck in here? Let's have some fun. I mean, we're cooped up. So now if I'm cooped, and it's not driving me that crazy because I love getting here and just getting lost in my stuff and just having a blast. So, and like I said, this right here, you get your mind on this kind of stuff and you kind of takes away all the worries out there that's in the world right now. So guys, thank you all for joining me this morning. See, Jordale, Sebastian, Keith, man, thank you guys for joining this morning. Spread the news. Tell everybody about the Toy Smuggler. Get some subscribers in here. And guys, if you got any suggestions on any new topics, please throw a comment in here today. I'll be glad to do it for you. And guys, anything else you want or any other questions you got that's coming around my way, throw them at me. I'll be glad to answer them. You guys have a safe day out there. I'm the Toy Smuggler. Catch you later.